Hello and a warm welcome to another special show on RCB where I discuss everything and anything related to the Red Brigades. Yes, off the field, RCB's acquisition has hit the headlines or is hogging the limelight on various social media platforms. But what about their on field performances? What about their practice session? What about their practice matches? Yes, a few days ago, I did discuss about their first practice match where Virat Kohli looked in good form, a few other bowlers also looked in good nick, good rhythm. Today too, let us discuss about their second practice match where RCB team 1 took on RCB team 2. When we talk about RCB, we obviously have to discuss about the Pied Piper of their side, and that is Virat Kohli. Just like for the first game, Kohli actually looked in good nick, good rhythm, good batting rhythm. He played a few shots. The highlight of his innings was the lofted stroke of Jacob Duffy that he smashed it into the downtown territories. The way the leather ball met the willow, the sound of the leather ball meeting the willow set the narrative for him being in good form. Having said that, he was dropped a couple of times. One was at third man, where Jacob Duffy bowled it on a hard length, and Kohli could eke out a thick outside edge on his cut stroke. I think it was his attempted cut stroke that went straight to the fielder at third man. Unfortunately for Duffy, it was dropped. The second time around as well, this time Kohli I think tried to play pull stroke. It went straight to the fielder at deep square leg. Once again, he was dropped. So now you can hit back at me by saying that how Kohli is in good form when he was dropped twice. Well, my answer to that is Kohli in both those practice games was looking to play too many shots. Maybe that is not exactly his tempo in an IPL game or in an international game. Maybe he was trying to feel bat on ball or whatever it is. The point to look at is whenever it played a shot on most occasions, it seemed as if the leather ball was hitting the sweet spot of the willow. That is usually an inkling that Kohli is in good form. Just that he tried too many strokes and that is why he got out. Then well, let us think about Jacob Duffy, the unlucky bowler. The figures may not exactly tell the true story here because he did hit the deck hard. He was getting some bounce, and whenever he got bounce, he was able to trouble some of the top batters of RCB. Unfortunately for him, a couple of catches went down. That's some good news for RCB's fans and their setup because in the T20 World Cup, in the bilateral series in India, he was definitely not bowling the hard length. He was bowling too full and he was getting smashed around. So maybe the RCB setup or the RCB think tank has set a narrative or has laid down the plan for Jacob Duffy to bowl hard length or hit the deck hard. And for a tall bowler like him with a high release point, it shouldn't be a tough task to do that. Actually, I've seen him do that in the Champions Trophy in the practice sessions where he was sitting higher up on the splice while bowling to New Zealand's batters. Even in the couple of series in New Zealand, I saw him do that. Just that New Zealand also tends to bowl fuller on a fuller length, look for the outswinger, look for movement of the pitch. But in Indian conditions, he's definitely not going to generate or extract movement in the air or off the track. So that could be Jacob Duffy's plan, use his hit the deck skills. Then let us look at Abhinandan Singh. Yes, he's dismissed Kohli once or twice. But the point to look at with Abhinandan is, I think, his deceptive pace. Yes, he's not fast. He's not someone who bowls at 145, 150 kilometers per hour. You can see that. But looking at his run-up, it feels as if he's a medium pacer. Then it feels as if the way the batter gets surprised by a little bit of extra pace, it looks like he's a bit quicker than what the batter thinks. I think that is where you can call it as deceptive pace. Yesterday too, when he bowled to, I guess, Jitesh Sharma, he was hitting higher up on the splice. When Jitesh tried to play the pull stroke, he was beaten by it. Someone like Abhinandan got a little bit of bounce. And again, that tells you that he keeps the batter honest with his deceptive pace. So he might get a game or two somewhere down the line. Then we have to look at Phil Salt because he's one of the key members of the RCB setup. Someone like Babach definitely defended him in the RCB's preseason presser by saying that he's very confident that Salt will return to form. Yes, he was not in good form in the T20 World Cup. So how did he play yesterday? Actually, he tried to play a little bit steadily. Maybe he was trying to get his form back, get his batting rhythm back. He was not exactly playing on the rise all the time like he did even in the first game. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work out. As soon as he attempted a stroke on the up, he was also dismissed. Actually, Salt was a bit angry, almost threw his bat around, although finally he didn't. One can understand that because Bill Salt has not been in good form, or not exactly been in great form in the recent past, barring that one innings against Sri Lanka in the T20 World Cup. Hopefully, from RCB's point of view, he will return to form soon. Then there was Devdutt Padikkal. He played one cracking stroke, crackerjack stroke down the ground, but maybe it was, I think, Swapnil who got one to hold on to the pitch, and Devdutt could get out, could get only a leading edge, and it went to the fielder, a short third man, who took a sharp catch. Most likely it was Salam. So Padikkal himself would be a little bit disappointed or trifle disappointed with his dismissal. Then there was Rajat Patidar, another batter who's not been in good form in domestic cricket for 8 10 innings. Yes, in the first practice game, when he got the second opportunity, he did crack a 78. And in the second game, he was looking a decent touch, but when he tried to play a stroke down the ground, he was caught at long on. Maybe on a good day, see, Rajat Patidar is a good player of spin, very good player of spin. On a different day, when he was in good form, it might have cleared the boundary rope. Unfortunately, this day he's not in good nick. He could only find the fielder stationed at long on. That was about him, the RCB captain. Then let us talk about Swapnil as well. See, he's a spinner who keeps it very simple. Balls stump to stump line. Looks to jam down the right-handed batter's bat swing, and his left-hander tends to go around the wickets. And that is what exactly he did yesterday as well. He was looking to bowl stump to stump line, jammed down the batter's bat swing, got a couple of wickets, and I think it's a good backup for Krunal Pandya. But the best batter on show, or maybe the best player on show yesterday from RCB's point of view, was Tim David. He's someone I think he's improved his game against spin bowlers. Yes, in the T20 World Cup, he was not exactly fit. He struggled a little bit here or there. But when he's fit, when he gets going, he's a very dangerous player because he's so much power. He can play those power-packed strokes. What he's done really well in the recent past is perhaps to stay leg side of the ball, to access more areas through the offside, where he can manufacture room against spinners and negate their threat of trying to jam down his bat swing. And yesterday too, it helped him to play a couple of power-packed strokes. One was perhaps via square of the wicket on the offside, and then he played one which went wide off, long off. So both those shots just encapsulated the point that I'm trying to make, that he's trying to access more areas through the offside. Yes, every spinner can still trouble him, might still trouble him. A slower short ball might still trouble him, but it's definitely an improved version of the player that he used to be. Yes, let us also discuss a little bit of Mangesh. He didn't bowl yesterday much, but in the first game he bowled quite a lot, and that is an indicator that he would likely replace Yashtayal, who's absent obviously for obvious reasons. Whenever he bowled in the first practice game, he definitely showed his class in terms of bowling the Yorkers or ushering in the Yorkers from round the wicket, from over the wicket. He was shifting angles. He's someone, I think, he gets a little bit of in swing as well, generates a little bit of in swing with a new ball. Just that the skiddy bowler, whenever he tries to bowl short, the opponents tend to play him on the front foot, take the ball on the front foot and pull it in front of square. So he might have to just add a plan B to his square, whatever it is. I think he could be a very useful bowler for the RCB setup. So that is about it, about RCB's practice session, where I looked at a lot of their batters, a lot of their bowlers as well, including Abhinandan, including Mangesh. Hopefully, from RCB's point of view, they all will come good in their opening fixture against Sunrisers Hyderabad. So that is about it for today's show. Hopefully you liked it. Thank you again for taking your time out.